But I mean, it's not something I normally do. I'm not a sentinel hunter per se. I do take up the missions. I do them from time to time, but it's not like it's something I do a lot. That would be a lie to say that. So, what do we have here? That's fine. That one I don't need to run around with. These belong down here. And all the other weird things. That we need to refine at some point. Now might be as good point than any other. And of course fill it up with, yeah, so off we go. So the thing is, there's 3 ways to get to the center of a galaxy. Of course that happens when I was sitting doing something here. Where is the baddie? It's there. There's 3 ways to get to the center. One is just to keep jumping like I'm doing right now. That's the slowest way. Then you can use black holes. It's a little bit faster. It takes roughly 120-ish jumps to get to the center. And then there is using portals. You can actually get very close to the center with 1 jump. However, I only use that as a last resort, especially if I'm in a galaxy where I feel that it is very harsh or very boring. So I'm just trying to kill this. So burning in space. I always said this is one of the most satisfying pictures you can actually see. So something was damaged. What was that? tend to hit something sometimes. Again, I think something has been a little bit upped. Actually, take a shot. So I got a trade unit, which I can put on my own freighter. That gives things to whatever I'm sending off of my frigate mission. So it's a benefit, no doubt about that, but exactly what you get out of it is a little bit let me say shaded, because it gives you some numbers, but numbers of what? What is it you will? So, yeah. Suddenly on the freighter that was. It's all fine. Yeah. So, yeah, I fight with whatever comes in my way, and I kind of, but that is the 3 ways you can get to the core of the galaxy. And the reason to go to the core is you can jump from there to the next one. And if you stick around long enough, you can see me do it at some point. It won't be today. When it will be, I am not entirely sure, because it takes time to get there. And I'm actually just jumping myself, so I have many jumps before I get to it, because I don't want to use black holes that interfere with the jump, where I come up out on the other side. Portals, I find it a little bit boring, to be honest, to use them. So it's just going to be whatever happens kind of thing. And I would say it is down to personal preferences, because some people would absolutely hate to go through that part where I just jump myself, and it takes time, and it has to be done as quick as possible. And I see that's a tendency in a lot of games nowadays. Things has to be so fast and so quickly over and done, and I feel you actually lose out of the going into depth with the game. And I would say it's not to be judgmental about how people play games. I actually don't care. What you do is your choice, your preferences set for what you want to do, and I'm fine with that. But on the other hand, I like to actually go a little bit deep into the game, find out what is the possibilities. And I mean, it's like comparing different things. If you want to watch a football match, soccer match, whatever you want to call it, depending where you're from, but where I'm from we call it football. And you want to watch a match, but you don't want to spend 2 hours doing it. So you pay 50 quid to go and watch a football match just to get the end result. Where the hell is the fun in that? Just asking. I would say if you're not interested in football, why spend 50 quid going and not watching a match? That's kind of what I mean. So if you spend 50 quid on a game and you want it to be over before it started, that gives the entertainment time / price would be very high, where my argument is that I want to spend as much time as I can, so the time / price gets as low as possible, so my entertainment value is as high as it could be. So if I spend 50 quid and spend 50 hours playing the game, then it cost me a quid an hour. You can put in the currency as you like. But if I spend 50 quid and the game is over in an hour, then it cost me 50 quid an hour to play it. So I rather want the game that is down to a very little value per hour, or price per hour, because that gives me the better value for my money. And I don't want to sit and play for 50 hours in a game which could be over in an hour. Fine, it's your choice, it's your money, you do whatever you want. I can't argue against that, because it's your choice. But I just say, please don't make games which is done in an hour, which cost 50 quid, because then I'm out. And I would rather dig out old games which can be played for many hundreds hours for the same price. I.e. No Man's Sky, I have many 1,000 hours play on, and I only paid for it once. It's technically a lie. Well, technically not. I only paid for it once. I'm actually playing it free on Game Pass on this one. So, yeah. And actually I feel a little bit bad about that, because Hello Games has been very, very nice to us players. They have kept updating the game for free, and I would happily have paid DLC price for some of those updates which has come, but no. So yeah, that is that's a question about opinions, and we all have them. And that's absolutely fine, and we don't have to agree on everything. Thanks heaven for that. Well, I must admit, if I get my hands on a game that is over before it started, I feel ripped off. I'm not going to make any names or things because it's just how it is. We are very different, and I know someone is sitting waiting and for me to start naming snowflakes and things like that. But I'm actually not going to. But there is a big difference achieving something and actually have to work for it. You feel much better afterwards when you have achieved it. Then if you go in somewhere in the game and buy it for real money, even though you already bought the game, that is a very, very, very bad tendency which has arisen in the gaming community. And I will say that there is games that are difficult to play. Yes. But you make a choice. Do I want something which is difficult? I have to learn, I have to practice to actually play it. Or do I choose a game which might be a little bit easier, but I just have to point a gun and shoot and not getting killed myself? It's absolutely fine, whatever you choose. Bop, 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 bop. I like that word, profiteering. Yeah. If that had had something more interesting than that night, I would have done it, but it doesn't. Then so. No, I do know that No Man's Sky is very hard for some people to actually learn and master. Question is, do any of us actually ever master it? I don't know. But the tricky part is very often that you have to set your own part. What am I going to do today? And if you don't exactly know the options, then it can get a little bit tricky. But on the other hand, if ever you are in doubt what you can do or should do, and it's not like I'm trying to tell anyone how to play, because I'm not. No Man's Sky is not like that. There's no right or wrong. There's actually just get the job done. How you do it is entirely up to you. And that's actually where the game is so brilliant, because if I choose to fly to the right side of this planet, it's equally as good going to the left side, but we end up on the other side no matter what way we fly around. Or we can fly up and down. But the point is, we can get to the other side. How we do it doesn't really matter. And if you're asking question what the hell I'm actually doing, I'm quietly flying towards the center of this galaxy. This is galaxy number 25, so it's a galaxy far, far away. And if you were to ask me why are you doing that, the simple answer to that question is, I don't know, because I feel like it. But the thing is, the main thing in the game is survival and exploration. This is not going to work. And when everything else fails, then that's where you can start doing that. But there's many things you can do. There's a whole universe full of things, and you just choose. Do you want to be an explorer? Do you want to be a trader? Do you want to be a pirate or a bounty hunter? A base builder? A galaxy jumper? That's part of explorer as well. Do you want to run a settlement? Do you want to be a fisherman? I think it's called in English. All the possibilities are there. You can be a collector. So you choose. And nothing is wrong or right. It's your choices that determine what you want to do. And if you're asking what I am at the moment, I'm an explorer. But next time I might be something different. I have also been a base builder today. Again, that is it's just the choices you have, and I take those choices as they come very often. Sometimes I even sit and think, maybe I should do this or that. one thing which I have used to do a lot is to try to find S-class ships. Seems to have turned very difficult, and I don't know if it's because I'm not going directly for the better systems where you might get more luck finding them. I do find them from time to time, but it's more rare than it used to be. And I haven't determined if it's because I go different places now than I used to. So, yeah. Well. So, overgrown planet is it's normally one with loads of plants, so that could be useful for farming some more carbon, maybe. It also got activated copper. I don't know how much I got in stock, and I'm actually not going to chase it because it's sometimes a little bit too much what I go for and have in stock and so on. It looks like there's some sort of storm. This galaxy has a lot of planets with storms, but it's normally not overly bad, so it's very warm. I don't know how warm it is when it's not stormy, but yeah. (44°C). That's actually quite high. Let's scan some animals. So the thing is, if I'm going to farm carbon, which I think I will, then it's better to scan them all. one scan to rule them all. That's actually a rubbish thing to say. Okay. Go away, I'm not playing with you. So I will say Sentinels is one thing which can ruin any good parties. So the weird thing is, I'm actually looking if there's any buildings around, but I don't get anything up on my scans. Does that mean there is none? Not necessary. So... Well, what can we then do? Well, we can either scan... No, we can use charts, or we can use our signal booster, which I prefer because it's free. So let's see what comes up when we use it. Minor settlement, that means it's... well, it's not the greatest building to find, but it's at least a building. So let's go and have a look at it. I will say in the start of the game, they are actually quite good to find on your start planet, for instance, because you can buy components you need to build things. So that's actually the good thing. There's normally a trade terminal, and there is most of the time a little bit of nanites as well. And if you're lucky and there is shelters on it, then you can find a little bit more nanites. There's always damaged machinery that might give nanites, or if you're lucky, even modules for your exosuit. There's the one with the nanites. So those 4 animals I haven't found. I have a feeling they might actually be in the seas. Am I going to look for them? I don't think so. I kind of don't have to try to get the bonus nanites. I have plenty of nanites, so yeah. So, good thing is I can go inside while that passes. And there's sometimes a weapon terminal as well, and if you're very lucky, you find a really good multi-tool in one of those. So, trade terminal. I would normally buy the trade goods and sell on, but as I don't really need to make money, then I would actually pass up that on that part. And as I said, there's a guy selling blueprints, which I have all of, but it's kind of helpful in the start game. And then the components, it's some of the things you might need when you start building things, and yeah, they can be helpful. That's another minor settlement. That was a very boring thing to find. That's not going to work, is it? Muppet. Did I pick it up? Yeah. So... this is a little bit weird. To be honest. Slightly weird. I know there is very often a number of Ds around, and that kind of don't surprise me, but that close together, I would have loved that if I was on foot trying to find a ship or something like that, then come across these frequently, because that gives you some options when they are around where you have started, for instance. Even it's a quite expensive one, but stop scanning me. Okay, there's actually 4 things here. There was only 3 in the other. Many things are the same inside these when you're in on the same planet. So no, I'm not going to check him as well. Just checking if there is any shelters here. Doesn't look like it. Anything comes up on a scan. That is slightly annoying, I would say. So nothing comes up when I scan. Okay. With the signal booster. Then I'm going to try another thing. Use the chart. Okay, the distress signal. Where? Oh, it just take an hour to get there, okay. That's fair enough. This one first. Oh. The reason I laugh is that it comes up with a C-class scanner module. Yeah, that's useful. So what is this ship? A-class shuttle. It's not really. I already have an A-class shuttle, I believe in it. But I only use that to jump to new galaxies. So that is not really useful. But I take the ship. I repair this. I need to make a couple of things first. And then the thing is, I'll go over to my normal ship. And then I will fly to the space station and scrap it immediately. There's not much usage else. So, yeah. And of course, what I would do is should be the last one. No. That one, okay, they sit in. That's a nice fighter. So, claim the scrap. Technically, I earn 2 million out of that. Um, is that good or bad? I don't know. It's just you get what you get, and that's not a bad thing. If you ask me, at least. Things live different places, so yeah. So yeah, what am I actually doing? I need to refine some of these things. I'm a little bit concerned because weather here is getting quite heavy. Well, saying that, I don't actually know exactly how the weather is, but the temperature has fallen and we're sitting at between -1 and +1. It changes quite a lot at the moment, frequently. So I don't think we are having any downfall, but also because of the flooding in the area, I'm very concerned that suddenly we lose power or something else. So I apologize for me being a little bit on the edge with these things, but it is as it is, and we should not be in any kind of danger whatsoever. But it's more the things which might or might not affect us, like for instance if the power goes and stuff like that. That is it's just an annoyance, but it can happen. So I have been around this space station, so I am just going to bugger off, so to speak. now going to do something I said I wouldn't do, but I have a little hope. Which might or might not be correct, so blop, blop. Another thing is, if you are new to the game and there's things you want to get clarified or know more about, see how to do things, feel free to ask. I might actually be able to sometimes show it on screen while I'm playing that what has to be done to do those things. I am here to help if needed. I don't want to give any spoilers or anything because that's I feel that it's important everyone experience the game rather than get it told. Again, if you're one who doesn't know anything about the game, but think it looks interesting, feel free to ask. That is equally fine. And finally, if you're an experienced player that feel you have some hints, tips, tricks, feel free as well. Or you might even have a question or two. There are things you don't really experience, and then suddenly you need to find out or do it, and oh dear, how is this actually working out? So I'm going to take a black hole. Even though I said I was not, but I'm roughly 100,000 from the light years from the center, so it would be feasible to actually do it. I just came on the 100,000. That is actually fine, I think. It's a very red sea there. frozen with dissonance. Is that useful in any way? I don't know. What do we got here? Nothing that I want to do, so nothing I could use either. So that's too bad in one go. Oh, that's very cheap wiring looms. But I have a lot in stock, so I'm not going to pursue that part. Nothing else. Okay. Why does it sound like it's at Kronos? I'm still bad. I still pick up a lot of things, even though I don't really need it. I do think it's the hoarder in me which get the better of me most of the time. And, yeah. We're back to the old discussion whether we should make money or not. I do agree it should not be the first thing we look at and try to make as much money as we can, because it will have limitations anyway, but we do need some money, and we do need to make them. Aggressive sentinels. The unknown moon, which is a rainy moon. I don't think really I need anything here. So I'm not having any specific system what I go to. I'm just slowly jumping my way towards the galactic center. and I'm not going to reach that tonight anyway, but that is out in the future at some point. Interesting in any ways. I must admit, this is not the greatest of days, because I'm actually paying more attention to the local news than I'm to playing, and that's a bad thing. But there is a thing or two which actually concerns me, and not that, as I said, it's not like we are in any danger whatsoever. If we get flooded, then we have some severely problems, because first of all, we live on a small hill compared to the where the flooding can happen, and if it comes all the way up to our house, then I think Britain has a whole lot of problem. But my concerns is power, internet. If something starts flooding and the power goes, that could happen. It's not like I'm afraid of the dark or anything. That's not the problem. It's more the build-on effects to things like that, where it goes kind of problematic when it does these things. As we live in the countryside, we do have torches, we have candles just in case, because we know things can happen. That is pretty much how it is. It's like people living in the outback do have the extra generators and stuff like that. We don't have a generator, but that's kind of besides the point. But in our modern day and time, we are bloody dependent on our power, and that I mean, both kids are working from home, so it would be really crap to have a long-lasting power cut, for instance, that could cause a lot of problems. But that's not make anything a problem before it is. That is not necessary. Oh, man. I'm thinking that instead of just, well, keep running, you tend to do that when you start getting closer and closer to the center. I think I will take this. It's actually quite a handsome reward for a very easy task. But the thing is, keep running, keep jumping is not really going to be beneficial entertainment wise. Not for me, not for any of you guys viewing. So as I said so many times before, I don't mind actually have to work for things. That is not a problem. The problem is when there's nothing to directly work on, and yet I am working on something. I'm working on getting to the center of this galaxy, and that will happen, but I know it's not a quick task. It takes time. Yeah, I could do other things to make it faster, but again, I don't really want to do that. I'm looking for a abandoned building here. It's there. Okay. I assume it's there. Not lie, I don't know until I actually scan it. It is there. Not a lot there is to pick up here. This I almost said annoying, but that I shouldn't say that. Again, things are different from time to time, and I mean, this is okay. It's actually not too bad. So, did I pick that up? Yeah. So, we need to kill monstrosities. couple of missions to kill creatures as well, and they of course count up with these, so temperature is actually quite nice, yeah. So, oh, what is it attacking me? Is it those? Why on earth did you land on top of me? That's one of those I don't really understand. Why? stock. However, I will take the 2 I have. So my aim is at some point to catch all fish there is, not in one go anyway, but getting around on different types of planets and try to fish a little bit here and there and everywhere, kind of things. So, what do I have? These are the ones I have most of. These are the easiest to make anyway, so but get a little bit of fish and they kind of come as they come. And I will turn it into food as well, and I will do some more experimenting with that, to be honest. I'm not quite sure how I do it, but I used to every Sunday and start up with half an hour's time with cooking and stuff like that, and I put it into videos. They can be found on my YouTube channel, so if you are interested, all the recipes in those videos are still valid. It's just that more things has been added since I made them. So all the newer things, the fish and all those weird things from horrors and stuff like that, I have to reinvent a lot of things and see what actually comes out of them. But there is something attacking me. Now I got more died. Why? And he's still there. Go away. You're scaring the fish. Actually, it looks like it's when I stand in the water I get attacked. So maybe I should not do that. It's yeah. Okay, let's call it, and I'm actually thinking to call it for the stream as well, so I think, wait a minute. Oh, I thought I saw something crawling around. It's actually a predator. Was it you biting me? Somehow doubt that. But you never know. So, I will actually go to the space station, hand in the missions I have, then go to my freighter, and then I will call it for today, because I must admit I've been a little bit on edge with myself today, even though I should not be, and it's probably stupid, but yeah, I will say that's what it is. Take that one for next time, and I will come back here and do it. So back to my freighter. So, yeah, I would say thank you to everyone which has watched, and I'm sorry I've been a little bit iffy today, but bad weather and stuff like that, it shouldn't affect me, but it does a little bit. So, I should be back Thursday again, and that might be Expedition, that should have been started there, so I'll see you there 8 o'clock UK time, and then that's what I will do on my Steam account, and when that's done, then I will come back here and continue. Unless something happens during the expeditions, then we can take decisions there. So, thank you for watching today, and have a brilliant night, evening, day, whatever your time zone is. See you next time, which is Thursday. Good night.